In this video, we're going to build this bench using an old worn out bench that I really like as an example. And here it is. But it has seen its better days. So we're going to recreate this bench. How long do the legs need to be? 17 inches long point to short point. I'm going to use a 2x6 instead of this, which is 3 1/4 inch. So I'm going to have to add 2 3/8 of an inch to this measurement here. So that puts me at 19 3/8 of an inch. But I've cut 15 degrees on each end like this. I did this on the table saw. You can use a miter saw, which I'm going to show you right now. That's a miter saw. So line up your ends, coming over to 15 degrees. To get this 60-degree cut. So I wouldn't have a corner protruding off the back side of the bench. I took this edge right here off. I simply just put it in there, cut it off, set my miter at 60 degrees, cut it off. I need to notch this section and this section out to accept the back rails. You want to make money selling woodworking products? You got to make it better, cheaper, and faster. And one of the ways that the big manufacturers do that is with production jigs. That's what this is. And I'm going to show you how to use one real quick. Assembly jig panel. So this is the leg. This is the leg. I can make the notes on here that I want. You know, I cut these at 15 degrees, 15 degree in here. You know, whatever I want to put in there. I can make any kind of notes that I want, and they'll always be here. This I just glued, this I glued, this I glued. And these are leg sections. It all lines up exactly the way I want it to. And next time I build one, I do that piece. Then this section stops this, so I'm set. My position for my A-frame, my trestle base, and you can make whatever floats your boat, you know. That is going to be about it. You know, you're not pulling out your tape measure, you're not fiddling, farting around with stuff. Pull this off, flip it over, do the other side. This is the other end. I spared you all the boring parts of putting the screws in and gluing. So there you go. Came out pretty good. I'm happy with that. Same jig. It's okay, girl. Let's go on out and put the back on. Well, you might notice there's an extra piece from the last time you saw this. And that's because the space that I left between these two, I thought it was too wide. So here's what I'm doing. This is my spacer block. This is how far I'm going to position each one of these backboards. I'm going to drill, countersink, and screw. Now we do that side. There's our bench. Now for our bracing. I cut these at 12 and 5/8. Long point to long point. I'm gonna check this side. That'll work. 12.5 would have been perfect. We'll see how this baby holds up. Prototype is almost done. I'm gonna place my screw about right there. Right there. Right there. On all 4 spots. So I'm just kind of giving myself a angle for my screws. As I go to put these in, I want to go in at that angle right there. So I don't drill down through my table. Now I've got a plane to go with. So I'm gonna start it down a little, just like that. Kind of like pocket hole screws. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. But let's put this one in so you can see it. All right. Let's flip it over. I got a little surprise for you. How do you like the brass Allen bolts? Not a bad prototype, if I do say so myself. This is one of the places locally I sell, the Antique Mall and Bigfoot Museum. I used the production jig and made a slightly narrower version of the base to make that table.